I'm Bill Clark. I'm the Regional Director with the New York State Emergency Management Office. We're conducting an assessment today of the tornado storm damages, primarily in Corfu and Darien, to identify if there are any unmet needs, disaster victims who may be out of their homes, may have some unmet needs in terms of their requirements for clothing, health, work, and so forth. The second thing we're looking at is damage to residential and business properties, structural damage to residential and business properties, to try to get a handle on the overall scope, which properties, get that documented, and take a look, to determine if there are any disaster assistance programs that might apply. And as part of that, we're also looking at the extent of insurance coverage, because many of the people, if they found that they have insurance coverage, they'll be in better shape than if we have to look for other kinds of assistance to help them. And then the other thing we're looking at is damage to businesses, to see if we can trigger any Small Business Administration disaster loan programs for damaged businesses. And then we'll also be referring any information we find on farm properties and damages to the USDA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
What are the triggers for some of the assistance?
Well, for getting assistance for damage to properties, we're looking for 25 homes and/or businesses that would have uninsured damages. And and also on the business side, for business losses, we're looking for at least 5 businesses that have sustained profit losses, income losses, revenue losses, and so forth. Those are 2 key things that we're looking for.
Tim Yeager, Emergency Manager for Genesee County. Well, obviously we've got the teams assembled from State Emergency Management Office to come out here, and then the mayor of Corfu and the town supervisor with Darien, and some of my staff folks. So right now it's really that fact-gathering mission that we're on, to go out and find out who was insured, who was not insured, and the extent of damage both to private, public property, any agricultural property, any of the farm complexes, again, the greenhouses that were affected, and then private businesses as well. Collect all that data the best we can, and then we'll be turning that data over to the state. And then that determination is going to be made whether or not we're eligible for some funds or grants or low-interest loans of that, anything of that nature, financial assistance in general.
Based on what you've seen so far, any thoughts on how you think this process is going to go?
I think it's going to be fairly straightforward, and it's probably going to move along quickly as far as what we're going to do today. What happens beyond that? These are always kind of a slow process to get the financial end and funding to come back through, just because it is the nature of the beast, because what's insured and what isn't insured. We don't want anybody out there gaining financially if they're already reimbursed by their insurance company. That's why they pay their premiums. So it's a very methodical process, I guess, is the word we want to use. We want to do it correctly the first time, not make any mistakes, and have to come back and say, hey, we're sorry, we thought we were going to do this for you, we can't. We don't want that to happen.
My name is Todd Skeet. I'm the mayor of the village of Corfu. Today we are working on road cleanup of the debris of the storm that went through on Saturday. We're getting a pretty good handle on it. We have 10 inmates from the prison system in here working. We got Genesee County with trucks in here, the town of Pembroke with equipment and manpower. We are just hauling debris from yards, front and back, and everywhere. We're hauling on building debris at this time. Today's about the first day we're really hauling building debris. Most of it's been trees and limbs. We are also meeting with different levels of our state, looking for fundage to help pay for this. We have meetings today. We are going on a tour of the sites, and hopefully come up with a dollar figure on all this.
What is your expectation from today's process with the state?
I really couldn't answer that. We're at the early stages with the state and the financial help. We just had our first meeting. There's going to be plenty more then. I found out today there's a lot of paperwork we got to start up. We're starting it up as fast as we can, starting probably in the next 15 minutes. I said in a couple other interviews, I'm not stopping. I'm going to keep going, and we're going to do whatever it takes to get this cleaned up and look for funds.
Mr. Clark talked about, if the funds aren't there, he talked about, the community pulling together, sort of stuff. What's your reaction to that?
I mean, that's kind of what we've been doing since Saturday. This whole community's been pulled together, helping each other out. I buy that to a point, but sooner or later the funds are going to be needed, and I am going to look at my state to help me support this.
You haven't seen no place where
Jim, John Good, our building codes inspector, we thought that this building would be structurally sound once we got power back into it.
yeah, that's what we're waiting for. Like I said, our electrical contractor has been here, disconnected all the power to the outbuildings, so there's no problem with that. But
So once that roof gets, that roof there, that just affects one apartment. And
Right.
roof damage.
right. And anyway, he says about 250,000 on the greenhouses. And he figured so many square feet. He says they figure at $25 a foot. Jim Grant, I'm the son's. My son's the owner.
So, what's the situation that you're facing here with the business?
Well, right now we're completely shut down, and I guess what I gotta say is if we don't get help from the county, state, federal in cleaning up, the business is done. There's no way that with all the greenhouses down that we can afford the cleanup.
What's the situation then with the apartments too?
The apartments, that building was all insured, and that'll be covered and fixed, but without the rest of it, that'll be shut down too. I guess we're just all pretty much down and haven't really thought that much about it, other than the fact that, we hope that we can get going and resume the business.